People ask the question, what's a rock and roller?
The stories in this film is about
RocknRolla.
You know, you have to just rock and roll.
RocknRolla is real Guy Ritchie gold.
I'm gonna be a real rock and roller.
This is a rock and roller.
This movie really was made as much for me as it was for an audience. It's the kind of movie that I want to see. I suppose I indulged myself in that respect. If I went and I paid the whatever it is that you paid for a ticket, this is what I want to spend my money on. So I try to reflect what it is that I'm interested in.
Hey, that's enough, all right?
In 2007, Guy got the chance to direct a full-length film once more. Returning back to the formula of his first films, he wrote the crime comedy RocknRolla.
It's evolved. It's Lock, Stock and Snatch evolved into a story about London, really, and everything that London is and people who live there and stuff that goes on there. And it's a kind of big mixed bag of all of that, plus some of Guy's thoughts and theories thrown in. And it's it really feels like a kind of slicker, cooler, better version, it's the Mark III.
I can let your imagination fill in the rest.
Leaving gravity and mysticism behind, he immersed himself in London's contemporary underground world.
Silly world, isn't it?
His inspiration was the quickly changing city. Real estate prices had risen several times, and yet people from all over the world were ready to buy.
For as long as I've been here, I've recognised the changes that have taken place in London in the last 20, 30 years, and particularly in the last 10 years.
Yeah, it was inspired by the fact that everything had gone completely crazy. Everyone was just buying properties just because they were scared that everyone else was going to buy them all up. It was insane. London had become insane.
The premise of the film is supposed to reflect contemporary London and all the nefarious, dodgy activities that have taken place due to an evolving city.
This isn't a Mockney, Cockney type of film. This is definitely a modern look at what London has become and the type of characters that are emerging from London.
The text is rife with allusions to real people, including the oligarch Roman Abramovich.
A few years ago, when the big oligarch Russians came to town, they completely changed the rules of business. If they wanted something, they didn't haggle the price, they doubled the price.
The fictional Yuri Abramovich is also a billionaire and often had business meetings at the football stadium.
But I have a busy day.
Apparently, as rumour has it, that the oligarch that this is based on does wear his jumpers like that and doesn't drink.
You're not joining me? I don't drink.
Oh.
Cheers. Cheers.
By the way, Ritchie is a Chelsea fan, which happens to be Abramovich's club.
Always thinking about business. Very professional.
The prototype for Johnny Quid was the soloist from the rock group The Libertines, Peter Doherty, who was famous not only because of his incredible music.
No one can hold a light to your misery. You're the number one.
But also for his run-ins with the law.
Someone's been telling you stories, Arch.
Guy presented this new project as a return to his roots, which helped him find funding quickly.
Our Castle is an entity that has been making movies for Warner Brothers for many years, but we just raised some dough and to make our own pictures.
I've got this, which can just get up and go. And Joel read it, and in 24 hours, he said, I'll make it.
I loved Guy's movies, and I loved Lock, Stock, and Snatch, and I said, let's go. And here we are.
Well done.
By the spring of 2007, the acting ensemble was complete. The main role was played by Gerard Butler, who had grown famous thanks to 300.
I thought it was actually quite interesting to soften up a little bit next to that. I mean, I think that's, to me, what's the bit of the surprise in 1-2 is he is a tough guy, but you got to take your hat off sometimes if you come up against these Chechens, these big 6'7" guys, and this guy that's like doesn't have an ounce of fat on him, and they look insane. I thought that it's really funny that he's not actually. It's like, yeah, I'm kind of tough, but I'm not that tough.
What are these guys made of?
Other stars included Tom Wilkinson.
I was really attracted to the idea of him doing what he's doing in this, which is playing a sort of nefarious old bastard.
There's no school like the old school, and I'm the fucking headmaster. That's why he come to me.
Tandy Newton.
Not a lot of women, but I'm actually not too bothered by that.
the rapper Ludacris, and Jeremy Piven.
We were the only two Americans in the movie, so, I think we deserve an award for our American accent.
How about that?
And Mark Strong, who had begun to get famous worldwide thanks to his first project with Ritchie.
You'll never sing the same if your teeth ain't chipmunk.
Oh, okay, that's enough.
It's worth mentioning the actors who also got their ticket to the big leagues thanks to their participation in RocknRolla.
A guy called me and said, look, if you can beat me in a judo match, you can be in the movie. So I remember, I am dangerous.
They were Idris Elba and, of course, Tom Hardy. When Christopher Nolan explained his decision to cast Hardy, he pointed to his role as Handsome Bob.
I don't know if I can handle it.
That must be a difficult title to rest on your shoulders, being cast as a character called Handsome Bob. Did you feel the pressure?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get my teeth done now, aren't I?
By the way, the name Handsome Bob is an allusion to a character from the crime comedy The Italian Job, played by Statham. Jason had been the one that Guy imagined for the role, but the actor decided to play in Death Race.
You hear that, everyone?
Another allusion is the mention of the name Fred the Head, who obviously is tied to the nickname of Doug the Head from Snatch.
Who gives a fuck what you think?
RocknRolla develops ideas thanks to incredible attention to detail, starting from small things like the 1-2 lives in house number 3-4, and ending with set decorations, which reflect the struggle between conservative old London and new high-tech London.
We've been to lots of different locations around London. I live in London, and I'm seeing a whole different aspect to it. That the film will reveal a kind of surface of London, but also the kind of underbelly of London.
Also, Yuri's picture, which was like MacGuffin's case from Pulp Fiction, and never does get revealed.
Looks like I got a bit of news about your painting.
I'll have the painting for you in a couple of days, Yuri. Who's got that painting?
That picture has brought me nothing but luck, Lenny. It's my lucky picture.
Yeah?
I still to this day have no idea what that painting actually was.
Well, that's sort of the idea.
A very nice painting.
The careful planning of every scene led the film crew to a live concert of the band The Subways in Bournemouth. The musicians had to perform the song Rock and Roll Queen twice, so that the operators were able to shoot all the material. But the fans didn't seem to mind. And besides the Subways, the group Black Strobes made a cover of I Am the Man, which became a hit after the film's release. The song Depilzia by Sector Gaza is also featured. Its soloist Igor Khrushchev found out that it made it into the film through the internet.
Who the fuck did you know that? And in the filming of the scene, they were real weapons that they had, and he's dancing about on top of me with saws and machetes. I was a little nervous, because I'm like, if he trips on this mattress, it's so, stranger things have happened. That he falls and he's like 6'7" guy, like, oh, what was that? Oh, Jerry's head. Oh, I'm sorry, look, I spill like a pumpkin.
As for the Russians, the reel contains many errors. The most eye-catching is the difference between the Russian lines and English subtitles.
Ты даешь, брат, ничего себе.
But let's return to the positives. A wonderful example of visual comedy is the sex scene.
That is just so brilliant, and the guy understands that every beat counts. He really does. He's got an insane comedic kind of metronome in his head, that guy.
It was not in the script. The scene was Guy improvising during filming.
That just became a sex scene at the last moment, and it was a case of the camera's right there, now we're going to try some crazy stuff.
It would turn out to be a blessing in disguise, that nasty little infection that Jerry had in his throat.
Jerry had a really, really bad cold, and of course that's the one day where Jerry and I have to kiss each other. And so I'm absolutely not kissing Jerry today, everybody. And in a flash, Guy had sort of thought of another way to show this really intimate moment without ever touching each other.
The finale of the picture captures the viewer's attention by promising a sequel for the Wild Bunch.
Hoping there's going to be a sequel?
Yeah, I know there's like 3 films that Guy's written, and they've written the other 2.
It is written. Yeah, it's written. I think it's better than the first one too.
I'd love to be in it though. I mean, I think I'm proud of being in this one, and I'd like to see it all the way to the end. And, and I think typically, English film, we don't do that as much as the Americans do. Like get a bunch of good actors together and just keep the trilogy going, keep the energy going, keep the sort of film going. I think it'd be good.
They do things like Ocean's 11 and stuff, don't they? They keep churning them out with the same guys.
Yeah.
They do it with us.
But there probably won't be a sequel. Over the years, the salaries of RocknRolla's acting ensemble have dramatically risen. And bringing such a star-studded cast together would cost investors ridiculous amounts of money. Based on the results of the first installment, only real fans would be up for that.
Oh, God.
Guy's fifth film cost $18 million and made $25 million in ticket sales. This number did not entice the big film studios. But thankfully, 8 years later, the critics finally praised Guy's work. The Reel did not do better than his previous works, but the press noticed Guy's return to his roots, where he was able to regain his unique style and create a funny and entertaining comedy.
So it was made for entertainment, and it does exactly what it says on the tin.
Really? You went off a funny bastard, didn't you? Good night, lady.